There was a software bug at the CrowdStrike company last week. Then airports, hospitals, and communication systems were hit. Nowadays, we humans have become very dependent on IT. What do you think, Tikhonov, about the developments in this regard?
Because of the wars, they are hacking the systems much more often, such as electricity, but also sabotage of infrastructures, networks, takeovers of servers and networks that prevent you to have access to your own system. Also consider environmental pollution and natural disasters that move. Think of disrupting traffic, shutting down hospitals, but also the paralysis of the banking system.
I think of bridges that open and close wrongly with fatal consequences. The threat assessment shows that conflicts can take place simultaneously in different domains, such as land, air, sea, but nowadays also in space and the cyber domain.
That's right, if you want to win a war, then you have to stop four things like electricity, water, gas, and also all food supplies.
That's right. We now also see this in the Ukraine-Russia war, where tens of thousands of people were recently left without power due to a new Russian drone attack. The energy infrastructure in Ukraine is attacked by Russia on an almost daily basis. What is your tip for the government?
My tip to the government is to invest more in security. Consider hiring hackers so that you are ahead of future hackers. Respond well to future hacking developments and more education and information for us, for the people. How do you think about this, Hiraj?
Yes, consider making backups of all systems at other locations. Information is a good tool. A simple example is not to accept USBs from strangers due to software hack settings. Governments will have to adopt and continuously adjust their risk analysis accordingly so that they can keep up with current developments and keep up with future developments also as much as possible. What is your tip for individuals, Tikhonov?
It is very important to have cash, especially in small changes. You need also an emergency kit such as water and flashlights, batteries and candles, but also some food. Pack yourself what is perishable, and you need also some painkillers like paracetamol and some anti-inflammatories and medication that you use yourself. And this is for a few days to a few weeks. With roller shutters, you must have a spare battery in case of electrical faults. What do you think about this?
I think those are very good tips. Talk about it together in public with colleagues, friends, and so on. It could also involve a simple hack of your phone, for example, which could result in privacy-sensitive data being exposed. Hacks are becoming more and more advanced, making it impossible to trace individuals due to AI and the automation of hacks. Deepfake, for example, makes it impossible to distinguish between fake and real. How do you think about this, Tikhonov?
Government must have a think tank on legal regulations to hold companies and organizations liable for stealing voices, faces, and abusing this. Just like in the movie with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, the movie's name was Face Off.
Tikhonov,
Yes.
you just mentioned a cyber attack. Do you think that through no fault of our own, there are other dangers that will prevent us from using our electricity, telephone, navigation, or satellites?
The sun produces solar flares that we will certainly have to deal with. This will cause all electronics to fail. Repairing this could take several decades.
How do these developments relate to Hinduism?
The sun in Hinduism is another form of Lord Vishnu. The sun plays a crucial role in life on earth, and Lord Hanuman had to eat the sun because it became too hot. There were too many explosions in the sun, and Lord Hanuman had to eat the sun because it became too hot. There were too many explosions in the sun and too many solar flares, so that life would no longer be possible here on Earth. NASA recently found very large holes in the sun, and this can cause very strong explosions, and the result is solar flares, causing everything now we consider normal to disappear, such as telephones, electricity, navigation, and much more.
Why do we Hindus worship the sun? Is this because the sun is a reincarnation of God Vishnu?
Yes, for sure. The sun is the reincarnation of Lord Vishnu, and the sun is pulled by 7 horses. These 7 horses represents the 7 colors of the rainbow.
I once heard from someone that the sun plays a crucial role. Could this be why we and our ancestors prayed to the sun god?
Yes, I do think the reason we pray to the sun is to get luck and to get rid of illnesses, and also that our wishes come true, but also that we are safe here on Earth. An implicit effect is that the sun's flares don't get too hot, or that the Earth doesn't get too hot either, but also that the radioactive radiation is not too much on Earth.
How can people protect themselves against the sun's radiation?
You know, in the Hindu mythology, you see that our gods are blue. Blue is the color that will protect you from the sun flares. Anything blue or painted blue will be okay. That's why the most of the houses in Asia are painted blue.
Okay. I'm always drawn to buying blue suits, like navy blue or dark blue, and I often wear blue sweatsuits when I exercise or train. Maybe this is the reason why I'm attracted to the color blue. Tigran, how can we protect ourselves further against stronger solar flares?
You know, the roofs and houses in Asia are painted blue, and the blue tarp is put on the roof. This is against the heat. That's why our gods are blue. They give us a warning that we need to protect ourselves. Dark blue offers the best levels of UV protection, making the best color to wear in the sun. It is also a defense mechanism. Dirk, as an economist, what do you think about the increasing heat?
As an economist, I think that if the explosions happen on the sun, we will have solar flares, and this will cause major economic damage. Then I immediately think of climate change. I wonder what the impact will be on people, nature, and animals.
You know, Dirk, climate change is already happening. The Earth is already warming up. The sun flares will cause all systems to fail. It will have an effect on our DNA and genes because we are already adapting to climate change. When the solar flares comes, we have to adapt to them also, and then the temperature of the Earth will rise again, causing animals and people to adapt and evolve.
Tigran,
Yes.
what will be the effect on humans and animals?
We are dealing with viruses and bacteria which are dangerous but not as dangerous as fungi. If there is a climate change, the fungus will not be able to survive at a temperature higher than 37 degrees in the human body. Due to global warming, the fungi can survive in your body at some point. What fungi does, they go through the organs to the brain and it takes you over. They are going to control you. At some point, they are going to cannibalize you. Then you think of a zombie process.
What could be the reason that nature will do this? Or is there another issue?
You know, Dirk, we humans would still take over God's seat because we want to play God ourselves and we want to control everything, such as climate change. We want to be in charge. We want to explore the cosmos and become the boss there. The developments in the fungi is a threat from God to stop climate change.
Then I think it would be a good idea to restore the climate by planting more trees, cutting less trees, and by not overfishing, for example. Leave the animals in the jungle and in all waters in peace as much as possible. Don't bother them so that nature can come into balance. We must ensure that there is a balance again. Tikhonov,
Yes.
will this be enough when the solar flares come, when the climate changes?
I think if we do all these kind of things, we make a chance to survive and we can withstand all attacks, including solar flares and climate change. As long as we ensure balance and equilibrium, that's what nature is all about. That's yin and yang. I am Tikhonov. Till the next time.
Till next week, I'm Dheeraj.